Good. Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome. Very nice to be here with you again, Albie. Thanks for your patience.
Yes, nice to be here with you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the what do you call it? That's called a host, right? When someone streams what you're streaming. Thank you for hosting us.
Dude, thank you for
Anybody that
hosting
does
me.
that. Yeah.
I'm still getting my stuff together here. Okay.
It's understandable.
There's just
I'm
so
pulling up
much
your
to
stream
do
right
with
now so that
moving things
Yes.
around and doing things and adding and updating. Like coincidentally, as we're
Dude.
starting, the
No, you're doing
my
fine.
laptop needed to actually update. The batteries to my headphones died, like all right before starting. But
Right.
better it happen all then than now, or in 30 minutes from now.
That's right.
So
That's right.
I'm happy, about that. But
hmm
your fox is looking mighty handsome.
I'm just. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Somebody brushed my hair.
Oh,
I need I'm trying to see you go live. I'm actually looking at your channel. Yeah, see, my user reports that Donald Pump is not live yet, so we're waiting for you to go
I'm
for
live,
your
I'm
stream
live.
to be propagated onto the
Propaganda.
Twitch platform. Not propaganda, propagated, which means just for it to be spread out.
Right. Well, here I be. Tell her I'm at where I'm at, and I be where I be.
So this is like kind of pre-show because we have to kind of fill this space. So like if one of us goes live, the one is being broadcast, but the other one is not. And this happens when I do what's called multi-stream, or right,
Right.
where I will stream the YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, and Mixer all at the same time, right?
Right.
So they don't always all launch at the same time. So you have to put some filler in the beginning. And then everybody knows those videos where like they push the live button and then they're just like fumbling around with something and they don't even realize that they're live yet.
Wow.
It's funny.
Been there.
Yes,
done
go to him.
that.
Thank you.
Been
He said
there.
he's live. He's live. Folk, he's on the platform. All right. You're up. Your
I'm
stream's
live
up.
and
I'm refreshing mine.
alive.
So, I don't know. You want to introduce yourself first? Go right
Sure.
ahead, sir.
All right. So we got here. My first name is Steven. I don't know if it's a good or bad idea to give people that info, but
You can give whatever you want.
my aliases over the internet have varied over time. I had the gamer tag of Jay Stevenson Town for like 11 years, so some people call me Jay. I'm currently Donald Pump, and the TV is just advertised Twitch because I'm not, super good or entertaining like Ninja. So I don't have to put, I have to put TTV in my name. But what else? Yeah, so Donald underscore Pump underscore TV on Twitch, Donald Pump on YouTube, and I did have an Instagram, which I deactivated currently, and I just want to make a new Instagram solely for like business and games and stuff. And my Twitter was my email address and phone number were permanently banned, so you can't find me there. But anyway, here I am, and that's that.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you for that introduction. I'm
Thank
going to
you.
do my introduction now. I've basically been a video game streamer, especially on the Twitch platform, since 2014. And I've dabbled in the competitive and the creative and the open game environment when it comes to battle royale games and specifically Fortnite. And I'm what they call a variety streamer, so I stream all kinds of games all the time. And I'm also a retro gamer. I could play anything from Nintendo all the way to current. And
That's awesome. I
in
love
addition
that.
to that, I have some experience with other quite a lot of other battle royale games. We can probably rattle off a list, but I'll spare you that.
Fortnite's the
So
only
that's
one
our
I've ever
intro.
played. Actually, I played Realm Royale for a short period of time.
No, Fortnite's the only one you ever loved,
That's very, very true.
fell in love with, like a woman.
What's up, Heyday? Heyday's in the
So
chat. Albie is a great guy,
thank
dude.
you.
I've
Welcome,
known
Heyday.
Albie over the intranet here for gotta be somewhere. I'd say at this point, Albie gotta be somewhere in between 7+ years, maybe creeping close to 9 years. Man, we've known each other for a little while now. I mean, Gears of War
Right.
3 has been out for how long?
Oh man, 3's been out a long time, over 10 years, right?
Well, I've known you for at
Or
least
something
10
like
years
that.
then.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, Albie's super cool, and Albie's one of the few guys. We've kept in touch with a very small handful, but one of the guys that I feel fortunate and happy to have kept in touch with. So yeah, but that's cool, Heyday. So. But anyway.
Okay, so do you want to take a look at our topics of discussion? And you want to do an overview of what we're going to be talking about on our podcast today?
So, Albie and I always, we've shared thoughts, not always agreeing, but, on certain subjects. And I think we have a passion for the right thing and digital things and worldly things and earthly things. And, Albie kind of brought to my attention about potentially doing some type of podcast together. So, yesterday we did our first, and we were both feeling motivated today. So we're on our second one. I know this is a very roundabout way of answering your question, but so yesterday you could check it out and see what we had to say there. I don't want to get into that any further, but so Fortnite for me personally is virtually, aside from a little bit of GTA, Rocket League, Dark Souls, pretty much the only game I've been playing, because I'm a gamer. Like, I'm a family man and a plumber by day, and at night I like to mess around on the internet and play some games. We're boys, so
Totally.
Who
doesn't?
Fortnite's, and when I played Destiny before Fortnite, I kind of went from Destiny to Fortnite in a sense, and
Yeah.
I was passionate about Destiny as well. So
Yeah.
Fortnite's been around for a while. It's been evolving. It's been growing, and things have been going up and down and all around. And
Yes.
and we want to talk about it and see and just share thoughts and ideas about what's going on and see how Epic Games and Fortnite responds. And just you put your word out there, and you never know what could happen. But we only mean well. Obviously, we only want people to be successful and happy and all that. But there's certain things that I think you have a responsibility for as business owners, especially when you're making just heaps and heaps and tons of just astronomical amounts of cash. And, I think that there's other people in the community now that are giving feedback. Cypher PK recently released a YouTube video or two sharing his thoughts, and Ninja was sharing his thoughts, and you got people saying, yeah, it's just a video game, but it is a part of people's lives. Some people they're making their living, and
We're not going to be the guys that say, "Oh, it's just a little something." I mean, this is life for some people. So, and we obviously enjoy the video game industry and the world that is online and interconnected. So that was a great introduction. And I think, yeah, you did really good on that, because you hit on some important things. We're gonna be focusing on different topics in relation to Epic Games and Fortnite. We have already kind of thought about what we should talk about first. So maybe we should get into that now.
Okay. I want to I'm always paying, just to clarify and assure you guys that I'm always paying attention to chat. I don't want to interrupt, and I have when I play Fortnite or games, I have a really good habit, I'll say, of paying attention to chat and always reading it. So my default brain is when I see I want to acknowledge y'all as well. So Heyday said Kiwis and Random, and I don't know who they are. They also have thoughts and made their videos or feedback on the current state and what's going on as well. So that's pretty cool. So we got the community reaching out. There's been perpetual feedback from the big influencers and streamers for a while now. They are pretty big content creators. I can only imagine. I'll look them up for sure.
Right, and there isn't really a lack of feedback in regards to Fortnite, is there?
No, there's not.
Everybody's got something to say, and the influence. Like I was asking the question to a few people, who are the people you should be listening to in relation to what should be changed or fixed or reworked in Fortnite, right? I mean, do you listen to everyone? Do you listen to influencers and pros? And I think that was what it came down to.
Right.
Content creators like on YouTube, professionals who really know what they're talking about with the mechanics, the influencers who use Fortnite to interact with their community and do stuff within the world, right? Those are the people that really should be listened to, especially. As you know, there's just so many people and they can't listen to everyone, but they can conduct polls and they can listen to those prominent people that I previously mentioned.
Right.
So I hope they will take that and do something like with that information.
Everyone definitely has different opinions, and it would make sense to listen to what the big content creators have to say because they influence and they have a lot of followers. Now, there's people like us who don't necessarily have a lot of followers, but where our boots are on the ground in this realm and we're in the trenches going through, I've played Fortnite virtually every single day since approximately like October of 2017. Okay, and so I've been through everything with Fortnite except the very, very, very beginning. I was not there for the very, very beginning, but
I have actually been here since the very beginning, season 1.
Right, but I'm talking when it was
So
like just save the world.
When there was no battle royale.
Same heyday, yeah. Went before battle royale, which was a Hail Mary effort to save the game, but I don't want to get it too. So anyway, do you want to get into like our first topic here?
Yeah, let's get into the first topic. Yeah.
All right. So I think we both want to just briefly talk about like how we found Fortnite and how we got into Epic Games. Just like a brief, like we're not just showing up to Fortnite. Like I've played and put a lot of time into Shadow Complex, and I got that's Lana's introduction to my stream, by the way. And I played Shadow Complex on the 360. Like, got all the achievements. I was a big fan of Super Metroid. Love side scroller Shadow Complex. Played Bulletstorm. Got all the achievements. Not in the DLC though. I don't think. But Bulletstorm was also by Epic Games. Great game. A lot of fun. Chain combos with different weapons, melee and projectile. And then where I met Albie, playing Gears of War. Gears of War. They let other people run Gears later on down the line. I guess the Coalition and people can fly and all that shit. But for me, I got literally every single achievement in Gears 1, 2, 3, and Judgment. Kind of lost interest halfway through 4 and had no interest in 5. But either way, it's influenced by Epic Games, even if they're still not running the show. So that's my background with Epic Games. And I heard Fortnite was coming out, and I love Epic Games. And then I looked at Fortnite, and it was only pretty much a knockoff kid version of the Horde mode from Gears of War. And I mean, I already played Horde for like 10 years with blood, profanity, and games don't need that, but it's entertaining, I think, to have those adult themes. We're not kids. So, I mean, some of us are, but that's a different point. So that's my background and why I was interested in Fortnite. So I got interested in Fortnite because Bulletstorm, Shadow Complex, Gears of War, amazing games. And then I seen Fortnite, I'm like, man, this just looks like Horde, but not nearly as fun. So I didn't
Right.
start playing until the Battle Royale came out, or right before the Battle Royale came out. That's when I started playing.
Okay. Well, I was thinking about it, and when you talk about the very beginning, you can't avoid talking about PUBG, Player Unknown's Battleground, Player Unknown's Battleground. Um, that was the battle royale phenomena that started, that made the huge impact, and then Fortnite came out, did their battle royale format, and the question at the time was, why should I play Fortnite instead of PUBG or other things, right?
Right.
And the answer to that was that it had a very different approach with the ability for you to build cover. That was revolutionary. And people at first, let's just say that was one of the features that made it different.
May I?
And if you talk about, yeah, if you want to talk about
Just
that, go.
really
Go for it.
quick. To me, I think something that's overlooked about Fortnite is the building. Being able to gain elevations and virtually access any location on the map because you're able to build and edit your own cover. That is something that made the game really, really amazing and a lot of fun for everyone. And I don't think that stuff gets enough credit. But yeah, so I agree. The building
All right.
is really one of the several things that set it off, for sure.
Okay. With that said, when you talked about the rollout of the Battle Royale mode, Season 1 was short. Season 1 hit, and it only lasted 19 days, if you can believe that, how short that is. And keep in mind, now you probably have to just get a refresher on this. Season 2 is where the Battle Pass started.
Right.
And the Battle Pass from Fortnite has influenced the game industry. So you have
100%.
their
Everyone's copying
building
them.
that made them different, and then you have the Battle Pass. Everyone copied them, yes. They kind of, it's not like it's the first time something like that ever was done, but it was the first time something made such a big impact and was positioned so well. And then everybody cloned it, right? They just made a clone. Before, there was variations on it, and nobody really
Right.
nailed it very well. But you have the free-to-play aspect, and then you have the Battle Pass,
Yep.
which fed in, which gave you the rewards, and it encouraged people to
And
buy
it
it,
seemed
right?
cheap for only $10.
So the real, and there was the value, the appearance of value. Yes, like you said, it seemed cheap for only $10. I agree with that. It seemed like you're getting a good deal.
And
So
something that I think really set off. There's a combination of things that set this game off. One, the building. Two, the vibrant, beautiful colors and sounds. Three, its simplicity. Very user friendly, easy to play, easy to learn, maybe tougher to master, but that's also a hardware thing as well, in my opinion. Um, you know, but then it evolved with the dancing and the music. But the other thing,
right.
that first, and the season 1 battle pass, it wasn't exactly the battle pass per se, how we know it to be, but there was, and within that 19 days, I thought it'd be a good idea to buy the whole entire battle pass, which I did. I unlocked Renegade Raider, Area Soul Trooper, all that bullshit. Then I had to spend money to buy it. But before that was the Ghoul Trooper, Skull Trooper item shop, and I think our Recon Expert was somewhere around there. I never bought it, but those skins, that Skull Trooper and that Ghoul Trooper, looks so cool, and people were like, and then they sold Skull Trooper was $12. It was 1,200 V-bucks, and Ghoul was 1,500, and I remember buying both of those as well, and they look so cool, and that was kind of expensive to me, but I'm like, fuck it. I thought to myself, I bought the $100 V-Buck pack, and I'm like, how many skins are these people really gonna make? They're releasing them like every week or something. I forgot what it was. So you got the building, vibrant, beautiful, open world sounds, and like just cool skins, and you got everything. It just hit at the same time on a free to play game, and
Jay,
that's. Go ahead.
did you just say you were asking how many skins are they gonna make?
Yeah, at the time I thought to
Is
myself,
that what you said?
I said to myself, not word for word, but I bought the $100 V-Buck, and I bought the first item shop incomplete with the Ghoul and Skull Trooper. I think it was them alone. I don't remember exactly. And then the Renegade Raider Season 1 Battle Pass or whatever menu, the Season 1 menu came out, and I bought everything in that item shop, and I'm like, okay, I just spent like 6,000 to 7,000 V-Bucks, and I have, because it's 13,500 with the bonus. I only buy $100 ones whenever I bought. I've never bought less than $100, and I'm like, all right, so I have like 5, 6, 7 thousand V-Bucks left, and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, fuck, I really like Fortnite. I really like these skins. I should be good for a long time. I shouldn't have to spend any money. That's what I thought to myself.
Sounds wood. Okay.
That's what I
All
thought.
right, so that's cool. What if you don't mind? What's the next topic of discussion?
Okay, so that's okay. Someone asked earlier, is Epic Games is Epic Games going anywhere? Our whole before we go there, our first thing is what we find interesting about Fortnite and why it popped off the way it did.
Yeah. Let me finish on that, on how, because I didn't really talk about the experience, right?
Right.
Okay. Let me finish on that, if you don't
Please,
mind.
I'm listening.
Okay, so yes, yeah, I remember. I remember, like, oh man, but like, I'm just an old gamer. I mean, we played Fortnite, and there wasn't the ability to like have your gun like target a specific. I'm trying to think how to explain this. The bloom was, it was a randomized shots when you shot the AR. It wasn't like you could pinpoint one exact little point and snipe with the AR. In other words, to explain it in layman's terms, it was not possible for you to snipe people with the AR. Yeah. You had to have get this, can you believe this? A sniper rifle to snipe with. Wow, what a concept. Yeah, no. You needed a sniper rifle to snipe. You couldn't just grab any AR, no matter what the color of the rarity of it is. So I was like, dude, that makes sense. Why the hell would you snipe with an AR? AR is for AR usage, which is mid to long, not snipe extremely long. But now, as you know, they changed that, and it's been the meta for an endless amount of time, to the point where people probably forgot that was even a thing, which is why I made such a big point about it. And I think that speaks to the most memorable experience. I could go on and on about that, but so do you want to touch on that, Jay?
Well, I mean, no. That
was that okay? Like what I said?
I mean, I don't really follow 100% what your point was.
Yeah. My point was the weapons had a purpose in the original, and the system. You could argue that it just came down to that Fortnite's mechanics were not very evolved yet. That was the experience. Whether you think, oh well, it wasn't really evolved, or whether you think that the weapons had more of a purpose. Where, in other words, if you look at that on the other side of the coin, weapons now are like a Swiss Army knife. Like you have a combat shotgun that can shoot people from far away, whereas that job was this SMG or an AR before, right? It wasn't necessarily the shotgun's job to snipe people. Not we use that term
Right,
mostly
I
in
understand.
video gaming.
Yeah, I mean,
The Swiss Army knife
the
effect.
weapons are very versatile and at times can be used at virtually any range. Obviously, we're not talking about shotguns being a medium range weapon for anything more than like 5 damage. But I mean, okay, I understand. I mean, there's been a lot of evolution, that's for sure. And
there's been a lot of
fine-tuning.
evolution, and I will say this on the experience. When the game first came out, there was no cross-platform. When you're on Xbox, everyone you played with was with a controller.
Right,
Period. There was nobody with a mouse coming in, and they didn't allow that.
right.
So that was the experience, which is now, as you know, cross-platform. You know how people can use mouses to really do some incredible shooting work.
Right.
So different,
But
different age, different time.
Epic Games, another thing in their credit, they again, like you just said, they brought cross-platform to the table in a way that I don't think any other developer has done before. There's hundreds of games that are cross-platform, but none that are mobile, PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch. There's no other game that's cross-platform like that right now.
Right.
So there's that.
Yeah, so I mean, I see that there's a couple of people in chat. I know we want to acknowledge everyone and we want to address questions, but we do have our discussions we try to put out. And I think that we talked about, there was a question about was building slow or what did it
building
say?
was slower.
Slow.
Building
Yes.
was slower. There wasn't turbo building and instantly placing builds, and we were slower, of course, because we weren't used to it. I don't think so. Yeah, we were
Thank
slower.
you, Jay. Well said.
Placing
Yes.
the builds themselves was slower. Does Heyday play on PC or
Yeah,
console?
PC.
Is he keyboard and mouse?
PC. Keyboard and mouse.
I didn't. I don't want to get into that just yet, but there's obviously a lot of back and forth between people on keyboard and mouse saying controller has aim assist, and then there's a lot of people on controller that say PC has like a lot of advantage as well. So I don't know if we want to talk about that right now. I mean, we could just get that done with. Like, I mean, we could give our opinions and move on from that, but maybe we save that for later. But,
right. Okay.
So, but all that being said,
I like that commentator.
I wanted to talk about also, Albie, where can I message you my notes? I want you to see my notes.
Discord, bro.
Let me message you.
We're on Discord,
real quick.
the gamers
Discord
chat. Are we not?
takes forever to load up on my
Oh,
PC.
Discord's
for some
not good?
reason. No, Discord's fine. I'm loading
Then-
it up right now. I'm going to DM you right there.
Oh, okay. It takes forever. Yeah, because they're
What
it's free.
But I want
Not the
to
greatest.
talk about, and I personally don't have too much to say on this point, but I do want to bring it up. The way Fortnite played then versus now. Really quick, when I first started playing, I played on the Xbox One S, and then I bought a Xbox One X. The X is much better, but the game at first it played pretty smooth. There was a lot of hitching and lagging. I remember distinctively my character would freeze for like 30 to 60 seconds literally, and I remember my teammates would have to stay around me. There wasn't any mobilization. There wasn't two positive things I want to say. You could see your enemies from across the map, especially with the sniper, and you could hear gunfire from across the map. There's less points of interest. There's just more fields. And obviously everybody didn't know how to play, and there wasn't as many options and tools that we have almost 3 years later.
Right.
So
Right.
it was just so much different, and now we have so many items and so many things in the game that they had to dumb down the audio and visual, because now you have vehicles, planes, even mechs at the time, helicopters and everything, unrender or de-render. Like when they get far enough, you can't see it anymore, and now you have to be within maybe a couple 100 meters to hear gunshots. You used to be able to hear snipers across the map, dude.
So Jay, I understand you're a console player on Fortnite, right?
Correct. Xbox.
And so is that a limitation because of the console? What the
Well,
console can do?
um, I mean, if we're talking, see, all my notes are too long to message to you
Right.
in Discord, so that's not going to work. But
Okay.
you know,
Email. Email them to me.
okay, give me your email in the Discord. I'll have that done quick.
You got it.
Every
Done.
Xbox and PlayStation are in a great place because the only platform I think that has the advantage over them, and arguably there are some amazing mobile and tablet Fortnite players. Amazing.
Yeah, I'm
But
sure there are. I'm sure
PC,
they'll
in my
they're
opinion, and some
psyched.
mobile
So
and stuff could probably function and perform better than Xbox and PlayStation. But the only platform that has more advantage than PlayStation and Xbox would have to be PC. And then I'd put Switch and mobile
right.
on the same level, more or less.
Right.
So everything
Right.
has advantages and disadvantages, but PC, in my opinion, has the most advantage. And it's not because keyboard and mouse and the way people could build and edit and the accessibility and speed and the speed that you could have and still be able to control it with keyboard and mouse is really amazing. But subtract that, and with if what people have on PC, you got the I from what I've heard from several people is that it helps your ping and your internet in a sense, and
Hmm.
you get more frames and more gigahertz or megahertz and all that shit. So all of that stuff combined, I think PC definitely has the advantage. And really quick, an argument people on PC would have against controllers, the aim assist. But I don't know if people who play keyboard and mouse
Yeah.
realize that aim assist, it doesn't. Someone doesn't run by you, and it doesn't, or you aim to them and it automatically puts the crosshair on their head. It doesn't work that way. The aim assist starts
Right.
before the
It's not.
character model, like an aura. So it sticks to help, but because of
Yeah.
you're using your thumbs, that
Fine
compensation
tuning.
slows it
Auto
down, but you
tune.
still have to aim.
Yeah, that's pretty well said. It's not automatic playing. It doesn't take the skill out.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, but
No, that's
anyway,
that's all you really I think that we have to say. The aim assist. I don't think I'm thinking back into history. I don't think it's been a huge problem. I don't think it's been a significant problem. But
no,
people, there's maybe a misunderstanding. And aim assist is the general like they think like aim bot, right? Where it
right.
locks onto the head and it's like game over. That's aim bot, not aim assist. So there's we want to make it clear that if we thought the game was so broken, we wouldn't be playing it at all.
Right.
I would never get back on it.
I think
So
Fortnite
that's not really the
performs
case.
amazingly. It's crisp, but I think at this point in time, this deep into the game, it needs more attention. And on that note, I would love to talk about with you, Albie, um, just the overall performance of Fortnite right now, and just its current state. Uh, you know, and
Yes.
yeah, so I want to talk about that. Just before, there was one thing I forgot to say. I just want to say really quick with season 1 and 2. Remember how I said you were able to like see further, things wouldn't render or or
Yes.
unrender. Like okay, what
Yes.
happened is as Epic Games added more mobility and more points of interest and more items and more this and more that, and they started doing more and more and adding creative and adding all these different things and Team Rumble and all this shit, then something's got to give. You know, you can't just keep adding. If they add to one area, they got to take from another area. So that's
Yeah.
why now there you can't hear anything until you're kind of close. That's why now you can't see anything from it'll unrender because there's more shit in the game now. So I just want to be clear on that.
They.
But that being said,
Yeah.
unless you have anything else to say on that, Albie, I want to talk about Fortnite's performance right now. We could say, give them a little bit of a break and say 2.5 years into it, although I think it's closer to 3, but I definitely could be wrong, obviously, and I'm not looking it up right now, although I could easily do that on Google or DuckDuckGo. Um, I just want to start and say Fortnite's performance right now, and Albie interject at absolutely any time. I'm going to shut up. Their performance right now is subpar for a game that it's still in beta almost 3 years later, and it's still hitching. There's still a plethora of glitches that are introduced with every update. It's like they don't play test. It's like we're paying them to play test. Same thing with Destiny, but I don't want to rant, detract because I have bad ADD. I can. There's hitching, glitching, lagging, frame rate issues. There's just people getting
Yes.
thrown out of games, not readying up at different. While someone readies up in while they're mid game and someone's in the lobby waiting, he readies up from there, doesn't load in with your teammates. Just non-stop glitching and hitches and bullshit. Audio glitches of all sorts, just all sorts of white noise and static and bullshit in the game. I don't want to get into the money just yet, but that I think might be the next topic. The game just needs to be performing better at this point in time with this type of exposure. They have to have the resources. So its performance right now is not what it should be. Fortnite,
Yeah.
and I understand we're not on PC. I know it functions better on PC. But all because it functions better on PC, does that mean the people on other platforms need to play a lesser version? Maybe to an extent. But I mean, we're talking, I'm on an Xbox One X. I mean, the shit was like $400 or $500. It's supposed to be dope. And that's, my quarrel with Microsoft. But, the game should be functioning better at this point in time. And they leave that beta tag up there
So.
so they could keep making mistakes and get away with it.
Yeah. Yeah. What a bunch of bullshit, huh? Yeah. I'm ready to cut it. I'm ready to come into the ring now. I'm opening the ropes and I'm stepping in
Let's go,
because
Albie. Let's go, Albie. Are you wearing your Rey Mysterio
Fortnite's
type
about
mask?
to be
Do you have a
slammed down on
mask on?
their head. It's gonna be. Yeah. Now that. All right. All right. All right.
Do your
I
tactic.
I was listening to what you were saying. And I was mulling it over. I was thinking about what happened. I think the performance has been unacceptable, and it's been downgraded or upgraded from unacceptable to really like I don't know, egregious, like pretty bad. Needs to be addressed. It's not unacceptable any longer, but that was unacceptable for such a long period of time. I remember when there was just like the inability for you to land properly. Things were I think your character got stuck or was bouncing on the roof. You remember that period of time? That was god awful. Um, the performance issues have been there ever since the game. You already explained how they added on to the graphics and they tried to just make the game more pretty and adding all the effects and the models and everything. And at some point, the streaming broke and the 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 performance of the game got so bad. Um, yeah, let's see. Boy. So I think that the performance problems is a great point of discussion. I have big problems with it. That
Even
should be in the big. That should be the most important thing before they get to cosmetics. Okay? Yeah.
wait, don't go there
Go
yet
ahead.
though. Hold on, we're gonna get there,
No, I know,
LB. It's
but
tempting
I'm
not
just
to.
saying it's the
And
most. It's the most important thing. How the
dude,
game runs
they're
is more
having
important than what the mechanics of the game are, because it doesn't matter how you shoot a gun if you're stuttering and you can't even get to pull the trigger.
or
It's just a basic.
there could be
This
any
it's
issue. There's been
programming.
multiple
It's
issues.
design. Multiple issues, yeah.
I
That's
mean,
putting it
for
lightly.
but I'm speaking in reference to like just aiming, like or just like your
Yeah.
streamlined gameplay. But there. In all fairness, there are a lot of working and moving parts. It's definitely not easy. But when
Yes.
you're on the
I
AAA
understand.
top
Okay.
level, top dog, I think you have a little responsibility. But I mean, they're having issues in competitive money cash tournaments, which are amazing that Epic Games does that. That you can
Right.
make money sitting on your
Yes.
fucking ass at home, playing a video game on top
But
of streaming
they're having
YouTube
issues.
content. They're having big issues.
Game issues. Performance issues.
Since the beginning.
Since the beginning.
And
And
they're
it's
not
2.5 years
They're not
in.
terrible
They-
issues either, but they exist.
Right. Oh, okay, now that leads me into what I wanted to say. Now that we've said all that. There was a campaign to fix PUBG. And the reason why this is relevant is because they put a beautiful presentation, a live website that showed what are the issues that need to be fixed, what is the progress of those issues being fixed, and if things are fixed, you saw the bars on the website change. Now, this website has since been taken down, and they would like to erase the fact that they had problems in their game from history. But the point is that my mind is not erased. I still remember it, and you can still Google the images of this. They called it a roadmap, which is partially correct and partially the wrong word way of using that word, I guess. But it got the idea across because gamers understand roadmaps. So they had a roadmap of the things that needed to be fixed and how things got fixed on weeks and months into it or whatever, days, weeks, and months. You saw the things getting fixed, done, move on, and that's something that you don't see with Fortnite. And we're getting to that about the communication from Epic Games and the Fortnite developers communicating to the players. We're getting to that in the discussion. We're not there yet. But understand that when problems need to be acknowledged. That's the beginning. That's like step one. It's like Alcoholics Anonymous, right? Admit you have a problem. Step one.
Right.
They
Well,
can't even take the first
I
step
got-
and admit they have performance issues.
At the end of the stream, I got the magical conclusion as to why everything is taking place how it does. And I know first world problems. I know it's a game, but people could do anything with their time and money and whatever it is they want to do. And it's Epic Games is very influential, and it's good to maybe do at least a little something, a little contribution to the community and getting everyone to kind of rally together. So,
Yes.
yeah. So that's that. But let me check over the old notes here.
Yes. Yes, please.
So,
Take
but
a
I
look
mean
at the
that
notes.
that's I just copy and pasted your email. By the way, I'm getting there. So
Thank you very much.
there. So that's the status, of Fortnite in terms of performance. They
Yes.
should
I
step it
know.
up. Okay, they should
We
should step it up.
They should step it up. If we had time to just devote to just making notes on all the performance problems. We could make a, really well-versed video showing the problem and saying, look, this is what's happening consistently. This is a problem. And it's funny because I was in the quality assurance world, which is bug fixing. So you identify the bug, you tell them how to reproduce it, and the developers are supposed to program it out, fix it, and then you go back in and test it and make sure it's fixed. It's a simple process. I've submitted bug reports to many video games on their forums
Same.
before, but and it's like, okay, you have people that are not working for you. They're providing you free information how to fix your freaking game.
Free information.
That
Yes.
goes back to the community. There's no lack of opinion, suggestion, and damn, you need to fix this. Yeah. What's the next topic?
Well, I definitely wanted to speak on their extremely.
We're gonna talk about the competitiveness, the competitive area, and sorry to speak over you,
No,
Jay.
you're good. You're good. Well, shit.
We're gonna talk about.
we could talk about the competitive area. Let's talk
Yeah, I
about
don't know
while
if
we're
this is
talking about the performance. Let's talk about the competitive area.
competitive area makes sense. It's I think that there is a couple of schools. Tell me if I'm wrong, guys, the chat and Jay. Well, I know for a fact there's one school, and I'm gonna read off my notes right now.
Okay.
The skill-based matchmaking is bad. And it does away with the original appeal of Fortnite. Okay, and I'm going to expand on that before anybody makes a comment. The idea was that you jump into a Fortnite game and you might play somebody who just picked up the game, doesn't know how to play, and you can ice them like nothing. And you might be in that same game or in the next game and play with somebody who's in the competitive cup league, gold cup, whatever, right? They're like pro. So you might play those people, and it's what you would call like rolling the dice. Like you just play the game at the right time, and you might get one of the big streamers. You might get somebody who's really good, or you might get a bunch of young boys who are just having fun and they're not good at the game. That's part of the original appeal to me for sure. When they talked about, oh, well, they're going to competitive based matchmaking, I was like, well, it's the end of an era, I could understand why you might do that. And yeah, so, but one of the complaints that some people have is they don't want this skill based because they want to go in there and have fun. What a concept. Play a game to have fun, not necessarily play a game to do the thing that a lot of other games have already tread. They've been on those roads and they've done those things. Your game did just fine. In fact, your game was flourishing without that system. So to introduce that into the mainstream of the system of the game, I should say, like the playlist or playlists, it's a really big move, and it has long-lasting effects. What do you think, Jay?
Well, I agree. I want to touch on a couple things. I just want to say really quick. I think we should take an intermission, a short one, to read chat
Yeah.
and answer questions and respond to the guys.
We can do that.
Like
I'm down to do
midstream,
that.
we'll just say, okay, let's go. Because but that's not going to be now though.
Yeah, we're gonna address the questions and
Okay.
comments in chat. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, so and I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet. I'm going to reiterate and elaborate and repeat what I said earlier, really quick about the competitive scene of Fortnite. Number one, it's amazing. The opportunity Epic Games and Fortnite are giving everyone is incredible. There's a lot of very talented people out there, and it's really awesome to watch them succeed and do well and make money and just get involved, and it's a whole thing. So you got that. there's a big debate. Well, there has been a big debate for a while, but there's a thing about people, you know, having some sort of they think that maybe it's like people on keyboard and mouse think aim assist is unfair, and people on controller think keyboard and mouse is unfair. I think at the end of the
Well
day,
said.
like, and I'm not going to get into it because if you want to hear what I have to say about it, toward the beginning of the stream, maybe I'd say approximately 20 to 30 minutes ago, more or less, I don't remember. I gave my thoughts on keyboard and mouse versus controller and vice versa, and mobile and Switch and tablets. So if you guys, but there's that there. Then there's the current matchmaking system for the games right now. Like arena is arena. I get it. No holds barred. Like the rules are the rules. You play the game how they let you play the game. The Epic Game's extremely strict about cheating, which I love that. And may the best man win, regardless of your tools. Okay, but when you're playing public games, someone like me, I only play Fortnite. I have a lot of fucking wins. Okay, for an average player like myself. And if because I have a lot of wins, I'm thrown in lobbies with really good players. Everyone's like YouTube and TTV, and they have some sweaty keyboard and mouse name with dashes and dots and funny symbols and characters and all this weird shit. I'm at best an average controller player. You got a little echo, by the way, Albie. Which they'll be able to hear that. No, it's okay. I honestly don't mind. But anyway, I'm an average controller player, and I'm getting into lobbies with really sweaty players. Now, I'm not talking like World Cup, but maybe, I don't know, maybe those guys play pubs. But sometimes, we get some really sweaty players that we play against. And I don't mind that because I like a challenge, and I think that it's good to challenge yourself, and no matter what you do, really. But in this case, it should make you better, essentially. But, so maybe it'd be better to just be in a lobby with anyone. Like Bitter said earlier, he wants to play against Ninja. Like, we'd all love to be in a lobby with Ninja.
Right.
We should have that chance. They should throw the whole player base in a big pot, and your random number you're picked out and thrown, on that battle bus with those people. It shouldn't be, I think it's unfair.
What you're talking about is a beautiful idea.
In the competitive and money scene, I get it. But in public matches, when you queue up public, it should be anything from cell phone to PC. 0 wins or 10,000 wins. That's my opinion.
Cool, man.
But competitive, no. Competitive, it's the best of the best.
Have we beat the dead horse?
I don't know, is the horse dead yet?
I think the horse is dead.
All right, so that's our thoughts on competitive. Okay, so next, I want to talk about Epic Games and Fortnite's extremely egregious monetization.
Yeah.
And how they're influencing.
Pure greed in
the. I get business is business, and they're not putting a gun to our head or forcing us. I believe in capitalism, but
yeah.
And just for the sake of information, I've spent thousands of dollars on Fortnite. Okay, just for the sake of information.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I've spent less than $4,000 on Fortnite. I'll give you that number. But
well,
more than, let's say,
since we're talking about
informational
purposes.
But
I think I'm a cheap bastard, right, Jay?
I mean, I don't think you're cheap.
Yeah, see, because you don't
Maybe
know, and
frugal,
I'm
and
cheap.
you don't think some
I
things are
I never
necessary.
bought the battle pass. Listen, I never bought the battle pass.
You've never bought a battle pass?
Okay, never
You could
bought a
have
battle
paid for every
pass
single
ever.
battle pass after with the amount of V-Bucks you earned from the
I
battle pass. Like
No,
one
I
$10
earned the V
investment.
buck. Listen, I
Oh,
earned the
okay.
V bucks for free,
Right.
and then I bought the battle pass, and I never spent my money, my hard-earned money. Okay, so it's not like I'm not involved in it. It's
Right.
not like that. I mean, there's just and I have purchased from the store, but the amount of that I spent is below $100.
Okay.
Okay, so just to put informational, since you
Right.
put figures out there.
Thank you.
So
So
where were we going with that? Oh, the greed
no,
and the
well,
monetization, the egregious monetization of the evil machine that is Epic
I don't want to
Games.
call them evil. I don't think that's
No, they're
fair.
not evil. They're just money hungry.
We're all money hungry, but when I let's
Yeah,
take
but
let me open something up real quick. Hold on. Let me what do I got here? Let me open up Fortnite just for a second here.
show them. Show them.
Um
I know what you're gonna talk about.
oh, I just want to I don't know if
Nope.
that's a good look for you guys. Let me just show you the
It's
item
fine when you
shop
see
right
it.
now.
Item shop it.
The
How did I know?
first square has 4 items in it
Yikes.
alone. The first tile.
That's scary.
The second tile,
Yeah.
2 items. The third tile, 5 items. That's for the featured. What's the math on that?
Wow.
6,
Wow.
11?
Do the math.
11 items on the first, on the featured. All ranging from 5 to 15, or what's how much are they? Are they 1,200, or then it goes to 1,000? That's
Yeah.
1,600
dollars.
maybe.
Talking
Malcor I think is 16. I don't remember. We got right
for people that
here.
don't.
Let's see.
People that don't play Fortnite
That's
don't know what a
$20
V
alone.
buck is worth.
I mean, this
Thank
item
you.
shop, just glancing at, is 60 to 80 bucks just for the feature. Then the daily.
Which is typically the price of a brand new AAA title video game
Right. Then you
in
got
and
the
of itself.
and these items change every day. Then you got the next section, the daily, which you got 5, 10, 15, 20. You got another 30 bucks in the daily. So let's say we're at 110 bucks so far that you have the opportunity of spending. Then look at this fucking this
Do that math.
special offer Deadpool thing. Now,
Take a look
usually
at it.
it's only the featured and the daily, which could vary. But then look, and I believe in Epic Games. I love Fortnite. I own virtually the whole item shop almost, and I'm
I
really
always
proud to
dance with
say
the
it.
devil.
But at the same time, maybe I'm like a sucker, or I'm addicted, or just because I could do it, or I have in my mind, like,
You can do
for
it.
whatever reason, I like to make the investment. To me, it's like a
Let me
very
ask you
a
a
very
question, Jay.
unusual investment that's unlikely to pay off in the end. But I think there's a chance.
Let me,
But
Jay,
if
let me
you
ask you a question.
this is another I'm sorry, like just the Raven pool and all this shit. What is this? Another like 200 bucks? You could potentially spend like 300 plus bucks on this daily item shop alone.
Yes, $300+ American buckers on this. Just then, this dropped for this week essentially. Is that what we're looking at? I mean, I know they do the
And
updates,
look at this.
but the cycles
Look at this item shop.
with the Marvel tie-ins.
Look
right?
at
With
during a
Marvel
time when
tie-ins.
people are not working. And
Right.
thank goodness I have work and income, and my wife is a hustler. She's taking care of business too and taking care of the kid. But
There's an important question, Jay.
but there's a hard time right now. Look at what they're presenting to people. Go ahead, Ellie. What's the question?
Uh, no, I'll skip the question. Yeah, it's hard times right now, and then they'll come. Oh, missed it. Missed the train, bro.
Miss the train?
They
Come on, miss the train.
catch the train next time.
Come
They'll
on,
come around
that's
again.
crazy.
So
That's
anyway,
crazy.
uh, what it is that they've, like you said, it's a rough times right now. People are struggling and having, financial issues, and people want to. What do? They just want to go on, play video games, enjoy, have a good time, get their spirits up, play with their friends and family. And what is well, I guess the question would be, does Epic Games do anything to make people happy? Can they give away a digital product for free and make people happy
Well,
without
with
actually, I mean, like they generate money to, you know, as could they look at it as like giving something away like for a good cause, right? Sure. But no, what they've done instead is they've put $300 of products with movie tie-ins, and there was an editor, a journalist who said like what they've released is essentially like a pile of like
Forbes.
how would you say something?
Forbes said that they're
Forbes
forced
said it.
to spend money. They rated the guy said, "I'm
right.
forced."
He said, "I've never bought something faster in my
I've
life
never,
than
yes.
what's out there." I mean, I was talking to you the other day about Cable. He's one of my favorite comic book characters.
Right.
Period. Cable, and they dropped Cable, and Deadpool.
I didn't
has
see
been
that
really
coming.
attractive because I really like the Deadpool movies.
And but everyone's seen those numbers when they first started making money off of microtransactions, which are not too micro. Everyone saw those numbers. Everyone wanted a piece. They've done business. They got a new emote in the item shop since yesterday. I don't know who it is, but they've done business with. And let me be clear, I think I'm not. This is no shade in any way, shape, or form at any of these people or organizations, or whatever whoever I'm going to name. They're awesome, amazing, and it's great. It's great business. Epic's not putting a gun to our head. Okay, they make it extremely tempting. They've thrown money at Ninja, Pokimane, Marvel, all sorts of Marvel, Star Wars, Michael Jordan, Marshmallow, Major Lazer, DC, Stranger Things, Samsung several times. Where is Samsung also the Wonder and the Echo or the whatever Hawaii, the cell phone?
Hawaii, yeah.
Nvidia, NFL,
cell phone company.
What's the Morat guy? He does the dance. He's the Disney character or something. Morat or
Morat?
Morat. Bob the
companies
Builder
get in a position of power and influence. They want to use that to
and
continue
everyone
to
wants
grow
a
their
piece because
base,
they're going to get a
cultivate
piece.
new people coming in
maybe,
and continue to make the
in their
large
battle
profits.
passes. You gotta love when you scroll through the battle pass. It says certain items background music. They say free. It's not free.
It's not free,
is it? We paid for the battle pass. It's not free.
Right.
How are you going to say it's free? Your mic's cutting out a little bit.
With the battle pass.
Your mic's starting to cut out.
I'm sorry, I don't.
Hey, could you hear me?
No, it could be breaking for all I know. Is it working?
Could you turn your volume up a little more?
Turn my volume up. All right. Well, how's that?
Better. Mejor. So
I was saying, yeah.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
That it's not free. It's included, right?
It's not free.
It's included.
You're paying. Yes. If you don't pay, you're not going to get it.
You've already paid for it.
Correct.
And by the way, can I say that if you pay for it, and you let it sit and you don't play the game, you don't actually get it, do you? You got to earn it.
That's right.
Right?
You got to pay and earn.
You got to level up to quote unquote earn something that you paid for that they say is free, but it's actually included, but only if you put the work in. So you're paying to do work.
Right. But it's fun work. It's fun work.
It's fun work in a game environment.
Right. But between that crazy item shop and all the... Go ahead.
You can pay to unlock levels in it.
Right.
So you could pay twice.
Oh, that's right. Yes. That's crazy.
Free.
It's insane.
What a country.
It is definitely the best country.
God bless America.
That's
Capitalism.
Right. But you know what I admire about Epic Games, excluding Save the World, and I'll get to Save the World later. Excluding, Epic Games has been transparent with all their monetization on Battle Royale. No loot boxes. That's the best part. You would think people are addicted to the gambling thing. No, we just like fucking dress up for boys. We like dressing up our video game characters. But it's cool. Like, who's gonna say Epic Games doing business with the NFL, musical artists, streamers, Marvel, DC, Star Wars? And Star Wars makes me think of a topic that I don't know if it's time for that next topic of discussion yet, but I think for me personally, I think but definitely I've got my point across about the egregious monetization. That's for sure.
Let's go. What's the next thing? Go for it, man.
Well,
I'm with you. Checking the notes.
There's just so much. I mean, I guess next we could talk about this. I mean, well, hold on.
What's next?
It's hard to. There's just so much to talk about.
While we're fit somewhere in the lack of communication from the developers
that's
of
there.
Fortnite
Yeah, that's
to
there.
The players.
Well, okay.
There.
Before we get there, I just want to say, it's tough, man. You know, that's why, and I don't mind fumbling through it a little bit, and I don't think anyone viewing would really mind, because especially because it's organic. But I just want to maybe next time take more time. We like this was I text Albie this morning that I want to do this podcast later in the day, and so we just put we were busy today and we were gaming a little bit earlier, and we just got on and talked and spoke and put it together, and here it is. So, but anyway, all right. So we got egregious monetization and the lack of communication as of now. Although, do they set the bar high by doing the weekly thing? But before we get to that, I just want to say, at this point in time in Fortnite's current state, it seems like they are trying to produce the minimum viable product for the most profit possible. They're trying to do as little as possible, and we're going to back that up here in a couple minutes, but they're trying to do as little as possible and make the most money possible, which makes sense. But if I treated my business like that, being a licensed state plumbing contractor for over 10 years, I wouldn't be in business for over 10 years. I gotta give 100% at all times. Much different business, but I don't think they're necessarily doing that right now. I think that what they're so focused on buying the rights to other games, doing other digital technologies, and they're competing with Steam. They're doing so much right now, and they're so focused. Epic Games is a money-making business, and they're so focused on making money that Fortnite's not necessarily, and like I said earlier, I don't want to get into it too much. Fortnite to me was a big fluke. They made Save the World, and it wasn't really working. The idea of building with 45 and 22 degree angles in a 90 degree in a four-dimensional, three-dimensional box is no, three-dimension, right? You got your width, your depth, and your what depth is also height, I guess, right? No, depth is I don't know. Anyway, you got
how far it goes out,
you got
how far it goes
width,
away from you.
length, depth. Yeah, width, length, and depth are those three dimensions. So you got so they made an amazing product, which I touched on in the beginning of the stream. You go back if you really want to hear my thoughts. You know, they man, I'm kind of losing my train of thought a little bit, but feel free to.
That's okay.
Me.
You did good.
But and you know, anyway, if I remember exactly what I say, I'll come back to it. But whatever, it is what it is. So
that's right.
But okay, right. So about the game being a fluke. So they got an amazing, but nobody was interested in a cartoony, childish, and I say childish in reference to no foul language, no blood, no gore, no violence. You're just shooting Nerf guns at like cute monsters essentially, and then that wasn't making them money. And before they could jump ship like they did to Paragon, because Paragon wasn't making money, they jumped ship because Paragon wasn't making money, and they let that game die. If you guys don't know what Paragon is, I'll read it to you real quick. I'll show you right here on the webpage. But they threw that last-minute Hail Mary, that Battle Royale, because Battle Royales, I guess PUBG, whatever, I don't know what they were looking at that was influencing them, was hot. They took the building aspect, Creative Epic Games, and they made it. And they fucking made it, dude.
Yeah.
And the shit got really successful, but now they see how profitable they are and how profitable their technology and Unreal Engine and everything is. Epic Games probably been around. Hold on. When was Epic Games founded? Epic Games founded Potomac. What's MD? I'm an idiot. What's MD? 1991? What's that MD, guys? I'm a dumb. North Carolina, MD. Cary, North Potomac, MD. Epic Games, American video game, based in Cary, North Carolina. The company was founded by Tim Sweeney as Potomac Computer Systems in 1991, originally located in his parents' house in Potomac, Maryland. I'm such a dumbass. It's okay. Maryland. And I know for next time. Yeah, so just like Bill Gates, dude. Guys just doing shit in their parents' house, garages, or whatever. So, you know.
Yes.
So right now, they're focused on making money. They've been around forever. And I'm just saying, if they didn't make money, they would have let Fortnite die just like Paragon. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Do you
Fortnite,
agree?
Yes. They could have cut it. They could have let it die because they're concerned about the company well-being and not the IP. Fortnite is merely an intellectual property, but as you know, now it's something that can't be stopped.
Good point.
At least it takes a long time to slow down. Right.
I wish you could put your mic up just
in the pre-show.
Maybe it sounds good. How? By the way, guys, could y'all let us know how the audio sounds? Like, I have very light music going on in the background. How does my voice audio volumes sound to you guys? And what about Albie as well? If you guys could please give us some feedback really quick. And then I think maybe shortly we could catch up with chat a little bit and read some comments and maybe take some questions if you want. And feel free to talk. That's it. I'm done. I wanted to really quick just read to everyone what Paragon is. If you guys don't know what Paragon is, Paragon was a free-to-play multiplayer online battle arena game developed and published by Epic Games, powered by their own Unreal Engine 4, which is an amazing engine. The game started pay-to-play early access in March 2016 and free-to-play access in the open beta started in February 2017. Epic Games shut down the servers on April 27, 2018. Now, my only question to you guys is, do you think Epic Games would have shut down those servers if they were making Fortnite money? Hell no.
Hell no. We know that. I played Paragon. I actually remember the game and I played it. So I was in it, and it was nice. It was nifty. It was neat.
Interesting.
It was a romp, but at the end of the day, didn't do very well, and they cut it off, and it's dead. And the battle royale formula hasn't really worked for everyone, because if you look at Bosky Productions, they pivoted from Lawbreakers to their battle royale game, and they went out of business. So it's not a guaranteed chew and win.
Right. I would, at this point, I would love to take a very, very, very short piss break, grab water, catch up with chat, maybe see if these guys said anything constructive or useful, or anything at all. So
intermission.
Very, very, very short intermission. Do I have? I mean, I have like an intermission screen, which shows my Xbox with that psychedelic thing, and then there's that right there. I'll just leave it. I'll just leave it on our chat. I could play something on YouTube for the guys and everybody in the meantime. Should I do that?
That's a cool screen. I like the purple galaxy one.
Thank you.
But yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, if you have something good,
I don't want to
share.
You know what? Let me just. Alex Jones and Bill Gates. We should watch that together later. Nah, I'll save it for another time. I'll just leave it here. I'll turn the music up a little bit. That's all I'll do.
Turn the music up.
I'll be back in like 1 minute, and let me hide the internet so we can see more of the galaxy.
Welcome.
Is anyone still hanging around, or?
Yeah. Lost everybody.
Yeah, it's okay. That's fine.
They come back into the fence. They come back to the herd. Comes back to the graze.
Hopefully, and if not,
in the field.
Okay, we're catching up a little bit. It's actually not that hard to catch back up with the chat, dude.
Rip
was
Ripperoonie.
Rip was one of the last things I read. But I wanted to reassure everyone that wasn't that big of a deal. Let's see. Heyday said earlier we have only 2 seasons in a year. What year? What 2 seasons?
2 seasons.
I don't understand.
In
the past year we only
2
had 2
Fortnite seasons.
Yeah, I don't understand.
That's probably what he's referring to. So if you break that down, what's that? One new season every 6 months? That's a long time.
Yeah, it is a long time. Okay. And we got Bitter coming into the chat.
They kind of changed the format though of the seasons, right? Where now there's stuff happening, events, and.
Okay. Bitter says he plays Fortnite on Game Boy.
Yeah, Game Boy. I was laughing and I was enjoying that comment.
Like in
playing it on the green screen, man.
Now, Heyday said here in Chapter 2 how they changed the default skin. I don't like how they update how they like. Okay, so Heyday said I don't like how they updated everything looks, like in Chapter 2 how they changed the default skin. I think they should have gave us the default skin, but that's a different.
So we could actually pick the default skin, right?
All of them. There were like 4 or 5 of them.
Why not? Because they're not in the business of giving stuff away free, which it sucks.
I'm about halfway
through not happy about
the first part of the stream, by the way. Just reading the comments.
I'm not trying to defend their business practice and stuff. Yeah.
Bitter said my wife claims my performance is unacceptable and I make 0 changes. That's because you're the alpha male of the house, Bitter.
Right.
Okay, we're almost done.
What else we got?
That's pretty much it. King Savage says, "What the fuck is a furry doing in your stream?"
Yeah.
Bitter says it's Fox News. It's
Exactly.
kind of funny. What do we got? You're not wrong.
Fox News is back.
Salem said, "What's up?" Not too long ago. I don't know if you're around, Salem, but what's up? Bing, bang, boom, pow. King Savage asks, "Why do I care about Fortnite so much?" Well, King Savage, it's not only about Fortnite, which I play almost every single day, and I enjoy it when I'm not doing my adult grown-up stuff. That's the first reason. The second reason is because they're influencing a lot of people, and they're paving the road, and they're leaders, and they're leading by example, and the examples that they're setting are very egregious. You know, I mean, they're doing,
Not good examples.
they're not the best examples, but they're not, they're not forcing anyone to do anything. They're not hurting anybody. So, King Savage says Minecraft is better. King Savage, that's stupid. Okay,
Minecraft.
I remember when we all used to play video games. I miss those days. Bitter said.
What the? We just played yesterday. What the hell is he talking about?
Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
Is he on crack? That would explain.
We're almost done reviewing the chat. There wasn't much productivity.
Right. We got topics.
We do have topics. King Kong comes into the chat, says what's up. Salem says what's up. Or said yes, Thomas. Okay. There's a slight echoing. Lama gave us audio feedback, which came in clutch. Then you have me looking stuff up. And me talking a little more. And then...
Screen. I like the purple galaxy one.
Okay, so we caught me changing stuff.
I don't want to share.
Okay, that's fine. You know, the way the first half ends is fine. Hey, dude, I'm happy with it. Good. Caught up with chat. Nothing too important. No questions, really. No, not much, but we're caught up. We're done with our little break. It took too long. It took approximately 15 minutes, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But that's that. So, anyway.
What's the next topic?
To continue, and the next topic we wanted to discuss is... Okay. And last, just really quick, last thing we left off on is really the monetization and all of that. So we've just a quick recap, really quick. We talked Epic Games, we talked Fortnite, we talked our opinions on how it's successful and appealing, and what they've done, where it's lacking, its functionality, its performance, what it was like then, what it was like now. We talked about glitches and hitches and lagging. We talked about the competitive scene. We talked about the difference between keyboard and mouse, and PC and controller. We talked about monetization and stuff like that. Then we took our little break, and now what I really wanted to get down to from here looking out, and we have maybe 3 or 4 more topics that I have noted at least, is looking forward from our current state of Fortnite. And let me exit out, let me put the web on and exit capture device. I'll put on the bottom there. Looking forward, we used to, and it wasn't that long ago. It wasn't long ago at all, but we used to have seasonal events. They used to have weekly updates. They used to communicate with us on virtually a weekly basis and tweet stuff out all the time, which they're active on Twitter. They didn't delay seasons or delay updates the way they are now. And, I want to touch on a little detail about those weekly updates. I don't want to, get off the beaten path here, but those weekly updates, to me, were just a bit of a facade in terms of would the praise. Everyone gave Epic a lot of praise. Oh, they do weekly updates, they're great, they do. What were they doing? They were adding things and taking things away, and they just keep adding and taking away, and they're still doing it, and that's their idea of content, which I personally wasn't too impressed. Okay.
But are you talking about the fact that they bring stuff back into rotation that they've already shown before?
Yeah, like impulse nades or traps, which they've done several times. Is that their right? They've taken traps out of the game and put it back in at least 2 times, maybe more. Which it's only 2 times, but is the trap that big of a deal to how we play the content? Does it influence the gameplay that much? Is the trap that big of a deal?
We've seen trap gameplay that's like, oh wow, that was something, that was creative, that was different. But besides that, it's largely ignored, and doesn't really come. What we want to do is we want to go in there and have a great gunfight and build battle, building and fighting. The trap shit is just whatever.
Right.
So no, that's not.
Well, we definitely build and fight. That's for sure. That is for sure.
Right.
We're definitely building. We're definitely fighting.
People want to have that arena of the gun battle and the interesting building. Like how somebody comes out on top over someone else because of the way they built or how they destroyed the cover. It's all about whatever, the play,
right?
Height advantage or how do you win from below, and which has been done many times. So it's proven.
So, what would now? I said earlier they raised the bar with communication and weekly updates. They came out swinging. Weekly updates, content updates every week, but they still made the effort and they communicated with us. And now they don't do anything. Now they don't even give us patch notes. Yo, Khan, thank you so much for the resub, bro. Thank you. I don't know, I didn't hear that go off earlier or see a notification. And if it did, I'm sorry I didn't acknowledge it, but I'm acknowledging it now, and thank you so much. So that's what one of the issues that people are having right now. Is the lack of communication. They set the bar high. They're not communicating as much, and they're not giving us updates. They're not giving us patch notes. They're not doing much. And their idea of content is a fucking Star Wars advertisement. That was a hashtag ad something or another. That was their content update. Was us spending a whole bunch of fucking money on Star Wars or Batman. They put these stupid fucking challenges out. They add this. Let me tell you, man, I don't think Fortnite's really a hard game to, when you're on that level, a hard game to maintain or even add things. I know, I'm not saying it's easy, but their idea of content is an advertisement for the new Star Wars movie and us spending money on skins. That's their idea of content.
Right.
You don't got to go back to the weekly updates. That's a lot of work. Why would you set the bar so high? Go back to maybe a bi-weekly or even a monthly. No, bi-weekly. Give us a bi-weekly update on what's going on. And when you release an update, give us the patch notes. No? Is it crazy to ask for that?
Yes. No. It's actually tradition for games for patch notes to be released, because in the history of video games, I always bring in the old man shit. When games didn't used to be patched, they would come out and that's it.
Right.
The game is out. You don't have a chance to patch the game. They're tested, approved, and they come out, and that's it. And so, I mean, now we're in the era of the age of oh well, we'll just patch the game every day. We'll patch the game before it gets released. We'll patch it every week. We'll patch it on major updates, which will add in content with patches, and we'll patch stuff when it breaks. We'll patch stuff when we want to add features. We'll just patch it every day, even multiple times a day. Whatever, anything goes, right?
I guess. Well, it all boils down to the main problem. I just want to read a couple numbers out. How much money has Fortnite made overall? Let's see.
Overall. Oh.
Okay. I mean, I can't find the article that I read earlier, but okay, man. Maybe I'll look it up. Let me look it up on my phone.
Okay, it's okay.
Well, I want people to really understand. I mean, when we hear certain numbers, it doesn't really register,
Right.
What do you think of the Travis Scott event? There's a Travis Scott event?
Yeah, exactly. You're telling us we don't even know what it is.
Let me see something real quick.
We are mere mortals, or foxes. But anyway, to touch on what you said, Fortnite communication, Twitter, because we know they're on Twitter.
Right.
You know they're. I remember going to Twitter many times. Going on Fortnite's Twitter, expecting to see conversation from their side, talk about stuff, right? Like, what's actually provide me some information that I can get a direct line from the developer here on their Twitter. That's what I expected. What do I see 9 times out of 10? Look what's in the item store now. Marketing. It's all just like, look at this shiny object. They just put beautiful pictures from the graphic designers, new guns and stuff that are going to be in the game. And it's like, wow. I really look at it as soon as it. Yes, Jay, go ahead.
Listen,
yes, take the forums.
On iOS alone, they were making $1 million per day. iOS alone. In 2018, Fortnite made $2.4 billion. Okay?
Yeah.
In 2019,
a lot of money.
They brought in $1.8 billion. The 2018 and 2019 figures are data reported by Super Data Research, a Nielsen company. Okay? So Nielsen Super Data.
Yeah, I think I've heard of them before.
That's the source for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they're making a fuckload of money. They're making unreal amounts of money, and that's like, what do we know? Like, Epic Games isn't publicly traded. Tencent is, and their stock has been floating between $40 and $50 per share, which blows my mind. Tencent owns 40% of Epic Games. They're a Chinese technology company. They own some of Activision Blizzard, or just Blizzard. They own a lot. Tencent.
Yeah, but $40 a share. But how many shares? Because
I don't know.
But yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that makes a difference. In
Right.
math.
Well, I don't know. I don't know
Anyway.
much about that stuff, so let me not pretend to be some type of expert or anything like that, because I'm not.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, but yeah. So where going forward, what are the expectations? Do we have expectations? Are they going to just get as much money as possible, and when people stop playing, just shut the server down? Because that's what I think is going to happen.
No, you know that they have dived left, dived right. In terms of if it was an airplane, they haven't yet had a nosedive where they've had to pull up from.
Right.
And they will pull up from the nosedive. It doesn't mean the plane will take flight.
Right.
They may crash and burn, but the point is, when they need to make a move, they'll make a move because they don't want to let the cash cow go.
Right.
They don't want it to go down. So, but right now, man, they must be feeling like we could just feed absolute shit to these players, and they're gonna praise us for it. They're gonna love us
That's
for it.
right.
Actually,
That's right. They prove that. They could make a skin that's the shit emoji, and we buy it.
Yep.
So,
I want you to think about the worst designed and worst looking and worst performing car ever made.
Oh, I don't know.
You got to realize that they sold thousands of that car.
Right.
Okay? Hundreds and thousands of that car. So it's the same idea. You can put out complete trash and somebody will like it.
Now, before we had... It's like they put more money into events. Now, creating that whole Star Wars thing must have been a lot of work. But like even this season is revolving around fucking Deadpool. Like, come on, the whole season revolving around Deadpool, which it's cool, it's fun.
Look, man, I'm gonna be devil's advocate now.
Please.
They are facing the same crisis the rest of the world is facing. So
yeah,
I don't know
they're
what
making money.
their offices look like. Yeah,
they're working.
Money, but
they're working, dude. Epic Games is working, bro. They have to work.
You're telling me something that I didn't know. I haven't seen it. I haven't been there. So I'll just go off of what you're saying.
No, I don't know. What do I know? I don't fucking know nothing.
But then then why are you saying they're working in there?
Well,
this and that?
they just released an update yesterday.
That could all of that stuff could have been in the pipeline. In other words,
but still, someone had to press the buttons.
This stuff. They don't have to press the buttons. That stuff gets released automatically on the servers. Like, it's called scheduling, man.
Well, I don't know much about that.
I sent an email to somebody.
Let me not
They
talk
said,
about
well,
it.
how did you email me at that exact time? I said, I scheduled it. It's 2020.
Right.
You don't think I'm going to sit there on the fucking button, just like you're telling me right now. You think they have a small man sitting on the button to release the content every time it comes out?
Absolutely not.
Of course not. Well, then that's what you just told me.
Well,
so let's get this thing together, man.
I'm behind a little bit. I'm a little bit behind.
You're not behind. You
I
just
have
need
some
to be
learning
put
I
in
need.
perspective.
I have some learning.
You just need to be. I just need to grab you by your shoulders and shift you over a little bit, and then you say, "Yeah, I see that. I
like
see
that.
what you're talking about
I
now."
like that.
Yeah.
Let me just speak really quick. What we've been having going on since Epic Games made us stare at a fucking orb, or I even forgot what it was, on screen for a week or 2 weeks of no Fortnite. Remember that?
Yeah.
What were we staring at into
Wow.
space? So
some kind of a little blue thing.
Since that,
forming.
what has happened since that? And but let me tell you really quick, guys. Let me remind you guys of what has happened before that. The meteor. The rockets. The spawning of the cube in the beginning of, what was that, season?
The cube.
4 or 5? The melting of
all
the
blurs
cube
together.
in Loot Lake.
Yep.
With the beautiful butterfly
Yep.
thing. You got the ice monster dude blowing snow all over the map. Then you have the unvaulting at Loot Lake. The volcano erupting.
Unvaulting. Volcano.
Final showdown with the monster and the robot. And during these times, there were those lift stations up in the air. What were they called? Where there was like loot there, and they were up in the air. And you had the slipstreams going on. There were whips.
That was the future world. Future world. Yeah,
Right.
where they did the drones
Right. So yeah,
flying drone
right.
platforms.
Right. So there was, they were, and now, and there's a reason for all of this, and we're going to sum it up here shortly because we're not too far from done, I don't think. Um,
Yeah.
but so there was that. So it would be nice to see Epic Games take a little bit of a little more time away from. They obviously had to pull employees from uh, some of the departments to work on Steam and their other games and their technologies and all the shit they have going on. Heaven knows how many employees
Right.
Epic Games has, and
Right.
so we, hopefully, we'll see what happens. I don't know. And then
It's fine.
what I just want to, at just really quickly, give my thought on like the items and stuff in the game. Um, I think for me, dude, the items are fine. Whether they vault this, vault that, unvault this, unvault that, that's to me, that's all fine. I don't care. Um, that's just my personal opinion. I don't think that's what is going to make the game. We need.
What is important about what will make the game?
What I think is more important than unvaulting weapons and giving us weapons and cosmetics, okay, and all the cosmetics and skins and back blings and loading screens and all the bullshit. What's to me more important when playing a game or anything you do in your life is a sense of accomplishment and progression. And we don't really have that right now. We have the battle passes and we could show we were there. That's good. But that's been going on for almost 3 years now. Maybe it's time to step it up when you're grossing billions of dollars every year. And maybe more with other things. And it's a great, wonderful game. It's super polished. It's a lot of fun. But there's also, it's the minimum viable product, the least they could do and make the most money. They know we go giddy for the skins. They've created this thing. When's the next Renegade Raider, or the next Recon Expert, or the next Ghoul Trooper? Like, people buy skins. They want to be a part of that next rare skin. They want to have that skin that no one has. They want to compete with their friends. Who's got the money for skins? They don't want to be left behind. People don't want to be. They want to be a part of the next big thing with Fortnite, and they're still doing that. Just it's not as much because too much of anything is not good. So people are taking breaks. People. I heard Cypher PK saying that people are going to other games because of everyone's going to controller and spamming aim assist. What the that's. When I hear something like that, no, people are going to other games because Fortnite's getting stale. And people want to see other shit. It's not because people are spamming you with your aim assist. And anyone, to me, man, who complain, I don't want to go there, but anyway. So what I want to see is Knockout become a permanent game mode. I want to see us actually being able to do real customization. The Maya was a good first time thing. It took too long for them to implement Maya, but we had to choose their creations. We couldn't actually customize it. I want to see more customization, more progression, and I want to see account level rewards. I'm almost account level 1600. I want to see some rewards that we don't have to pay for. And it's not just for Fortnite. For all games, and it doesn't have to be for every game. Every game doesn't have to follow the same model. But when you guys are going to make something, all right, fine, we're spending money, but give us something to earn and stuff like that. So what I want to see, remember in Halo, in some of the Halos, you had to rank up and level up to unlock stuff. There's no money spending. You just or your KD had to be some tough shit. In today's world, everyone's got to go home a winner and get the participation trophy. It wasn't like that when I was a kid, dude. And not that I'm so old, but um, they want everyone to be a part of it. Everyone's got to win. Everyone's got to be included, and so I mean, I know I'm ranting a little bit, which is easy for my stone brain to
You're not supposed to rant.
lose track. But I mean,
I agree with what you were saying about.
We need progression, and we need
progression.
We need
exactly
incentive.
100%.
What about players like myself? And I'm not the only
incentive,
one. Obviously.
Progression.
There's
the feeling of progression is great. It's actually one of the best things. Yes, so like you said.
Make
agree with that.
I miss when you got the win, the OG Fortnite music cued in the background. Like we should be able to choose and all the music that we buy, all the audio tunes we buy in the game, like we should be able to set that as our winning music. It shouldn't have to be.
No, the reason why you say that is because they sell us this shit, and they give us the ability to change our menu music, but then when it counts and matters and we want to personalize it and make it us and make it show everybody our personality, then we can't customize it. So that's what you call failure.
But every single topic we discuss boils down to one thing. We're almost there, okay? So, quick recap. Used to have weekly updates. They set the bar really high. They had all the events, meteor, rocket, cubes, butterflies, monsters, and robots, and all the
so you want more
screens,
events, right? Is that what I was gathering?
Let's get some events. Let's get some content. If we're going to be spending millions of dollars every single month,
we expect to see the content.
Let's top tier, free to play or not, whatever. You're making the money. Beta, it's not really shouldn't be in beta. They shouldn't be allowed to call the game beta.
I know it's not beta. It shouldn't be in beta. It's no longer in beta. It can't be in beta for 20 years. Okay, but I noticed you didn't mention the secret agent, the vaults and the bosses and the NPCs. I mean, don't you consider that a bit of an event? And isn't that in one way it's fun, and in another way,
what?
I mean, I have a personal opinion that I don't.
I didn't think about that. You're 100% right.
Think about it.
You're 100% right.
Think about it.
That in itself is pretty much an event. It is an event. It's definitely the theme. While we talk about that, I think sometimes the AI can be a little OP, but it doesn't matter. It's only AI. You should be able to beat the AI. I love it. I have one complaint about that, and I don't want to get into all of my complaints or likes and dislikes. The music for the agency is tied to the sound effects mixer. And it's so fucking loud. I want to be able to lower that music.
Yeah.
It's just so loud.
Yeah.
It should be tied to the music
give you some
bar
control
of the mixer.
You would think it would be tied to the music, right?
Right. No, it's tied to the sound effects. But yeah, you're right. I would consider that some type of event. The agency stuff is really cool. I really like what they did. I think they had a lot of inspiration from GoldenEye or James Bond 007.
Yeah, total. James Bond rip.
Spoofs on the Gold Member and even Austin Powers a little bit. People are complaining about the season. Let me tell you, I think the items in the game are fine. I heard Cypher PK speak a little bit more. Mobility should be in the game. Maybe I think bring back ATVs, but we don't need too much. We have helicopters right now. We have the water. We have launch pads. I think the
before
items,
I would have agreed about a vehicle, but now the helicopters are in. I'm cool, man.
And they can take damage. So, maybe events communicate with us a little more, but whatever. So we got all that pretty much. I mean, in my opinion, summed up. What we need more than skins and items is maybe, which is kind of contradicting because it is kind of skins and items. We need more progression. I want to see more permanent game modes. Like when we go to play Gears of War, which was made by Epic Games, I remember going for Seriously 3.0 with all the medals and badges. There should be a list of all the medals and badges and how many times we received it in different tiers of
yes
of that badge. or metal. And when we get X amount, maybe it unlocks something for us. Something meaningful.
Would be
Give
nice.
us actual customization. Let us, all the music that we're buying from the item shop and earning from battle passes, let us choose that music to listen to when we win, when we get our Vicroys, dude. So they could be doing a lot. And all of this conversation has the main point. We're almost there. I keep saying it. I love saying it because we're not there yet, but we're almost there. Okay. Do you want to touch on any of that?
That's you've said it, man.
Okay.
I don't think I need to say anything on that.
Just real quick, again, what's the point? What's the point of account level? What the flip is the point? I'm like level almost 1600.
Yeah.
How are you showing the loyal,
that,
dedicated, hardcore players that spend hours, thousands of hours, and dollars? What do you do? I mean, it's not their job. I guess they want everyone to be included. But do you think it's right to want to make those people? If I have a repeat customer, I give my repeat customers good prices. Now, I'm not making billions of dollars a year, so it's a different thing. I don't employ hundreds, maybe more people, but yeah, that's that. So.
What was the thing that you were saying about the account level and
give us rewards for account level. On account level, almost 1600.
Okay,
so
rewards
other
for
guys.
account
give
level.
Give us unlocks.
Okay, yeah, which ties together.
Or even a banner.
We both agree. They should give us.
They have it in the game. What's the point? And you used to.
Jay, I don't.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't know if you noticed. But my account level is low, and the reason why it's low is because I don't get rewards for getting it up. So why would I get it up?
I need a reward
so
for
logical.
Getting it up.
Hey man, everybody wants a reward for getting it up.
Right.
But it's so logical. It's like, that's just who I am. I'm not gonna fall in line with the little thing. Ooh, look, shiny object. My number goes up when I play the game.
Right.
I should play the game because my number goes up. Like, I remember Gears of War. Rank goes up when you play the game. Guess what? I wasn't eager to max out my rank because that's not a reward. It's not a reward to get your number up, quote unquote, or your rank up, which literally they turned into a number, which I hate. They used to have the different levels. You would go bronze and silver and gold and platinum or whatever, onyx.
Right.
Then they turn into 0 to 100. Who gives a shit that you're a blue 67? Nobody outside of the game is gonna know what blue 67 means. And even the people in the game didn't give a rat's ass. They would rip your head off with a Nasher shot and say that's what matters, not your blue 67 rank.
That's right.
It doesn't matter that you played this game a lot. What matters is if you can win those 5 rounds in the Gears of War universe. That's what matters.
Gears was amazing. Look in Discord. Okay, King Kong. What was amazing about Gears, dude, is just all, like, when I played Gears, bro, like that medal, they had a ribbon page, they had an achievement page. The Battle Royale doesn't even have any achievements. Like, there's trophies on PlayStation, achievements, Microsoft. There's none of that.
Are lacking.
There was, there was all sorts of progression with ribbons, progression with medals, and every time you re-upped, you got different badges and you unlock skins.
Yeah.
Like, there was meaning to it. So
look at the. It's a symptom of what's happening now.
And everyone's what is it, lockstep, or all the developers are doing like the same thing.
Yes.
Dude.
Yeah.
So
keeping it in step. Yeah. Exactly.
Now, the last thing I want to talk about before I get to why things are the way they are, which nobody seems to talk about, is save the world. Okay?
All right.
Save the world. is unique. It's pretty cool. What they've put a lot of work and time into it, and to again, like I said in the beginning, it's a Gears of War Horde ripoff, in my opinion, and
Can they really rip it off though? Since Epic owned Gears of War and Epic owns Fortnite, they're taking it from their own game, from their own company. Can it really be called a ripoff?
I mean, okay, you're right. It's a tower defense. Okay, all right, yeah, all right.
Anyway, just say.
No, I'm sorry. Screw me, dude. I forgot where I was going with it again.
You're good.
Okay.
Good. I just wanted to...
Save the World's awesome. I'm going to come in with positives. I'm going to leave with some negatives. I might throw in some more positives.
Whoa! Wait a minute. What happened to Save the World?
I'm talking about it now.
What?
Look, with Save the World.
Oh, okay. So you're going to talk
Look,
about it. Okay. I want to hear this.
The game, in spite of whatever, it's...
The comment in the chat made me laugh. That was not referring
Undead
to
Blue
what you were
Yoshi,
saying.
does Albie look funny to you, or is that just acid kicking in? Yeah, it's the acid kicking in. Undead. The thing with Save the World is, they're selling the game and been selling the game, and the game is not complete.
Yeah.
It's
part of the game.
It's incomplete. It's extremely repetitious. You would argue that virtually anything is repetitious, but when you go to the gym or when you play a game of Fortnite, there's like it's really like you never have the same experience. When I go to work, I thank God I don't have this. I'm always going somewhere different. Dude, Save the World is the same thing, and it's slow. It'll put you to sleep. Some people have a passion for it. I get it, but maybe it's playing 10 years of Gears of War or 12 years or whatever the fuck I did in, So that's the thing with Save the World. It's incomplete, and they sell the game and it's incomplete. And it functions poorly. It runs at 30 FPS. They cap you at 30 FPS. It's insane. I don't know what they could do. For me, you know what I love? I got when I did the free play bullshit for Gears 5. I in the menu they have gore, blood and gore on or off, or violence on and off, profanity on and off. I know this is a kid's game, but let's be real here. All the guys in this game are in shape. Some of them no shirts. All of them are supposed to have some type of like coolness, or some of them sex appeal. All muscular, and the girls,
right?
Beautiful. They're all beautiful.
Right.
They reduce. Epic Games reduced the size of their asses. I think because people were commenting.
They did?
Yeah, and I think they used to have. Some emotes would look like the girls' boobs were bouncing. Yeah, dude. I could be wrong about that. You might want to double check. But anyway, the girls are beautiful. The character models for the girls are beautiful.
Okay.
Their faces are beautiful. So my point is...
Roger that.
My point is, you don't need gore, violence, or profanity, but, for some people it might be a little more entertaining and add a little more spice to it. Maybe having the option would be nice. There are adults that play video games. I understand the business aspect of not having that stuff included, but maybe having an option would be cool. But at the end of even if it's a kid's game, the chicks are still sexy, and you're still shooting people and killing them with guns. That's my point.
What the hell is going on? Because in a world where they're talking about, you can't have people look like models in the magazine, and then you have the other way, and it's like all the Fortnite models, the males all look like the games don't play. They think they're excluded. They think they are excluded.
Epic Games is making the world turn, dude.
They've been getting away with it. But how do you not have any different kind of body types?
No one's doing nothing. Because everyone's got their hand in the cookie jar making some money, dude. And who knows what they pay the IRS?
That's such bullshit.
Who knows? So, all of these topics
Right.
all boils down.
I mean, come on.
All of this constructive criticism and feedback and opinions and thoughts, and it's not just for Epic Games and Fortnite. It's for and King Kong, thanks again for the resub, dude. It's just for like all games in the future and who Epic Games and everyone influences and how it works and all that. Like, this is, are you ready, guys? Here's the answer to why Epic Games stopped communicating with us, why the game is still in beta, why Save the World hasn't been finished, why they're selling overpriced monetization skins and Barbie dress up for boys. Every day there's something different, and every week there's something new, sometimes more. Here's why they're not communicating. Here's why they're not fixing the game. Here's why we're not getting weekly updates. Here's why all your Fortnite questions are going to be summed up right now. Epic Games makes billions and billions of fucking dollars. And we keep giving them our money. We keep spending money. We keep buying the skins. We keep buying their games. And we keep buying their merch and all their bullshit. And we keep participating in the tournaments. And we're keeping, the customer and consumer, are keeping their thing alive. And we keep paying for it. And they notice that they don't need to change a fucking thing. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And right now they're making so much money that they're just competing with Steam now and buying rights to Borderlands for the first year or whatever. I don't know how it works. You know, that's the answer, because we keep spending money.
Yeah.
We keep fucking spending money.
If we keep...
That's why they're not listening.
If we keep...
There you go.
Yeah. If we keep voting with our money, then they're going to continue doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's all I was trying to say.
And that's it.
Glad I said it before I expired.
So this
second
half of the podcast is 49 minutes and 10 seconds in. We have approximately, I think, maybe 10 to 15 minutes that could be edited out, but we have to join both videos.
Yeah, we can do that.
So
don't worry about that.
Okay, so we'll talk about it. So I'm going to save my little notepad here and send it to you anyway, just so you have it.
Save it. Send it. Have it.
Yeah,
I will.
So that's...
Have it, I will.
That's it. And we did this... what's up, Salem? We did this, like, I think on a whim. Did people say that? Like, it was short notice. We're like, hey, you want to do it? And Albie's like, let's do it. What do you say? Why wait for tomorrow? What you could do today, or something like that?
Something like that.
Something like that. Okay. So.
That was it.
Oh.
No, actually, it wasn't it. Don't wait for tomorrow what you can do today.
So anyway,
close enough.
I hope, I know some of you were hanging out for a while. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's not just about Fortnite and Epic Games, man. You know, some of these things, you know, translates over to other areas and stuff. And you know, business is business, and you don't need to spend money. But sometimes you got to do, in my opinion, is the right thing, and I'm not who to say what the right thing is, because I don't know. I'm just a regular, average person, and I think that I think some of these companies, these video game companies, especially Epic Games, allowing us to spend money the way we do is it's insane, and I think it's kind of predatory, and so there's that. But
that is,
in the same token, though, don't get it mixed up. I think Epic Games is incredible, amazing, awesome.
Okay.
I love Fortnite. They give us entertainment. We hang out, talk together. You know.
Jay.
Yes.
So you said that predatory, which is something for debate or for a legal team to talk about, but what that amounts to is regulation. So the question is, are you open to the discussion of regulation for the predatory practices of sales?
I don't think people should be regulated, but
So then you should, then if they're not regulated, then
they could
they're
continue
going
to
to
do
be
this.
able to do exactly. That's
I don't
the
like-
thing that we can,
I don't like
the
regulation.
conclusion that you can draw.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the problem. Over-regulation can be a problem if you step in. Let's look at recent regulation. What happened? Loot boxes were banned and such. This was happening legally in the world, not
Right.
necessarily in the United States.
So we're not the only
But
one who
as you
sees
know-
a problem with this stuff.
No, of course not. But so there have been some of the major things that they've been pointing out is the gambling aspect of it.
Right.
And they were like, okay, now you're crossing into the gambling area, and we have already previously have precedents and established that is, taking advantage of people. So we're gonna interject with some law that says you can't do that. And that's basically the line that was made, or connection. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, it's tough, tricky stuff. But anyway,
It
yeah.
is tricky,
So
but
aside from the
think
financial
about-
aspect, go ahead.
yeah, we do have to look at our place. We are merely consumers.
Right.
They are merely a product from a company.
It is their art and
So-
craft. It's their
Yeah,
time
we're,
and dedication and money, and they definitely deserve something for it.
They have artists, and it is considered art in a way. So, with art comes freedom of expression and artistic license.
I mean, to me, building is art. Because there's not much difference to me from sculpting to painting to assembling, pipes, or drawing or building a computer, or creating
Right.
those parts.
Right.
But anyway, I don't want to get all weird and trippy more than I already am. So, all right, so cool. I think that was productive.
Yeah, we have good discussions.
All right.
We went over some good stuff.
Okay, so
So what? Cover the socials. Do the outro.
all right,
Show 'em my
go
motto.
first, Albie.
All right. Well, if you are interested in me, what I have to say, and things I've said in the past, check out my Twitter. We always say we're going to be posting it and that type of thing. I don't know. Check the description to see for the links to my social medias. But it's twitter.com/Albie13. What else do I want to plug? My Twitch. Those are probably the two main things I want to plug right now. Twitch.tv/Albie13. That is ALBY13. So make sure you follow me. And we plan on doing more podcast stuff. And can I say at this point, since I have the floor, we will be introducing more people. We'll be having guests, and we'll be having people to bring in new ideas and thoughts, things that we haven't thought about. So that will be. I think that's been the idea, definitely. Yeah. So you want to take the floor now, and you want to mention, I know that you're going to be developing social medias in the near future, especially for disseminating information about the the podcast, right, Jay?
Correct. And first off, thank you guys. I know there were people tuning in for a while. Thank you guys so much for listening, hanging out with us, showing us love, and all that stuff. And my goal tomorrow with the Twitter and Instagram is to make my new accounts by tomorrow. If you guys haven't heard, I said it a million times, old news, stupid news. I deactivated my Instagram because I just kind of, I don't know, lost interest or didn't, I don't know, it just wasn't, maybe I felt it was a little invasive or something, I don't know. And Twitter, I got my phone number and my email address got permanently banned, so I'm making a new email. I'm just deciding all the names of everything. Yeah, so I'm going to make a new Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me at this point in time, I'm on Twitch at twitch.tv/Donald_Pump_TV. So Donald Pump TV with underscores. And you're welcome to join the Discord. We got Discords.
Yes.
But
you have a Discord server for your community, right? And
correct.
Will you be able to open a room on your Discord community for questions and comments, and basically a forum for our podcast?
100%, absolutely.
That'd be nice.
So let's.
If you
so
poke around in there, we'll be adding that in.
I could do that.
Okay. I do want to thank everybody for watching and listening, tuning in.
And leave feedback.
Please
if you guys
subscribe.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay, if you want me to go, I'll go. So if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Actually, specifically the podcast. What I wanted to say was that we do rely on donations because we don't get paid. We don't have sponsors or advertisements. Any ads that you see are coming from the platforms such as Twitch. We don't make money from that as of right now. So we would appreciate if you do want to help us out in that way. Go ahead, Jay.
Thank you. To be technical, Twitch had a recent update to where affiliates and partners get a very small percentage of ad revenue, and I don't know if that's ad revenue of ads you have to run, or if it's all or any ads. So I'm not sure, but I just, for the sake of being accurate, I don't like to, if I know something, I like to let people know I know. But yeah, that sounds
wonderful.
Cool. But yeah, so and leave comments if anyone wants to, or has any ideas or thoughts, or maybe a topic you'd like us to cover. That'd be fun.
We're seeking that engagement from the community. We do want you to actually like the video, comment, give us a comment. We read them, and we might respond to them or bring them into a future
I'll do
discussion.
My best to respond to everything I see, unless it's like thousands of people, then I don't know. So anyway, but maybe even then I probably still read. All right, I'm gonna end it, and we're signing off.
Jay, before we completely go out,
right?
Do you have any thoughts on the Patreon platform? Is that something that we might bring in, or is that?
Man, Albie, I don't.
What?
I don't.
We can talk about it.
I don't. If someone wants to, we could. I've never thought about it, bro. We could discuss it, I guess.
Okay,
I don't want
think
all I want to do is just bullshit, talk, share thoughts and ideas, and I guess it's nice to have that option there for people, and it's professional, I believe. But yeah, we could talk about it, but I've not thought about that yet, So but we could definitely talk about it. Shoot, I was gonna say, I forgot. Anyway, whatever. Anyway, next time. All right. Have a great night, day, morning, everyone. Peace out. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And remember to
Thank you.
Smile,